Moving on. Recent protests in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir sparked significant concern and attention for Islamabad. The unrest began with clashes between protesters and security forces, leading to casualties and injuries. The protesters expressing grievances over economic hardships, particularly soaring inflation and frequent power outages, took to the streets demanding relief measures and great autonomy. A report.
The visuals depict thousands gathering for the funeral prayers of those killed in clashes in Muzaffarabad in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. According to reports, 3 protesters lost their lives on May 13th and several suffered injuries when paramilitary troops fired upon them. Additionally, a police official was killed during the clashes. Videos circulating on social media depicted scenes of paramilitary vehicles being set on fire along the Muzaffarabad-Brar-Kot road. Another video showed a group of protesters chanting Azadi slogans, expressing demands for freedom amidst the unrest. The protest march was called off by demonstrators a day after Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif sanctioned an $86 million grant to address certain demands, including subsidies on flour and electricity prices. However, protesters and activists in POJK opined that such measures may not resolve the deeper political grievances fueling the unrest in the region.
The current unrest in Pakistani-occupied Jammu Kashmir is not a one-off thing. We have been protesting for years, for decades actually, that our situation in POJK needs attention. I have been making appeal after appeal after appeal to the world that POJK is facing a humanitarian crisis. But no one has paid any attention to that. People have turned their face the other way. And then this is what happens when you ignore a problem for a very long time.
The violence in POJK erupted on May 9th when a clash between police and residents of Dadayal resulted in several injuries. The confrontation stemmed from protests against soaring inflation and frequent power outages, with demonstrators originally planning for a May 11th rally. However, following the clash, authorities imposed Section 144, banning all activities in the area. In a retaliatory move, protesters advanced their demonstration to May 10th. Prior warnings to authorities against violence had been issued by the protesters. Since the violent clash, protests and long marches were being witnessed across several areas of POJK. The effects of the strike was evident throughout Muzaffarabad and other areas, with businesses closed, banks shuttered, and streets devoid of traffic and vendors. Telecommunication and internet services were suspended in various parts of POJK, including Bhimbar and Bagh.
पाकिस्तान के प्रधानमंत्री को अब ये साफ दिख रहा है कि वक्त आ गया है कि अब पीओके उसके हाथ से गया। ये भय है। आप पीओके, ये लोग कितना दुराचारी है, अधर्मी है, कितना अन्याय कर रहा है पीओके के साथ, वो मैं बताना चाहता हूँ। पाकिस्तान में जहाँ भी बिजली जा रहा है उसका स्रोत क्या है? पावर सप्लाई कहाँ से हो रहा है? पानी कहाँ से आ रहा है? पीओके से। और वही चीज़ जो देने वाला है उसको हायर रेट पे बिजली चार्ज होता है। पूरा दुर्व्यवहार होता है, अन्याय होता है। पानी लो पीओके से, पूरा लोग ऐश करो, वहाँ पर फिर सब्सिडी दो और पीओके के लोगों को हाई रेट पे बिजली दो। तो ये तो आसानी है, ये तो नहीं चलेगा।
Last year, a similar shutdown strike occurred, echoing demands for fair electricity pricing aligned with the production costs of hydropower in POJK. Once again, despite prior negotiations and a subsequent government notification in February, grievances persisted, leading to the decision to stage a long march in protest against unmet commitments. The situation in POJK underscores the broader tensions and complexities within the region's socio-political dynamics. Despite having its own legislative assembly and government, POJK's political autonomy is limited, with ultimate authority resting with Islamabad. This lack of genuine self-governance has led to frustrations among the local populace, who feel marginalized and disenfranchised.